Morning, shrub crafters. We're going to get this video out to you expeditiously. Today, I'm wandering around with the 36. This is the Seneca, again, with the cool peep site, Thompson Center. So, Thompson Center recently, in the last year and a half, has been talking about making a comeback, and yet they do not have any of their traditional Hawkins style, the New Englander, any of these Senecas, the small calibers. None of that have been leaked as coming out. I know the new owner has been talking about doing a full lineup eventually, but I think he has to go after what sells. So in the meantime, these guns have been selling for far too much money. I think I want to remember paid somewhere in the $600 range for this. I'm keeping my eyes peeled because we have coyotes. We still have a few more days. Well, what is it? I think I have a few more days. Anyway, I highly doubt it, of season. Even if they don't, I've got my commercial trapping and nuisance license, and they are posing a threat to the newborn baby goats. So I figured I'd go out, shoot some patch round balls. I got 20 grains of 3F, and I believe this one is Old Eynsford. Is definitely the Old Eynsford stash, and I'm using 15,000 socks yoke patches with what appear to be commercial round balls because they don't have a sprue on them, so they're not my hand cast right now. It's been far too long since I actually shot much black powder on this channel for you guys. We've had lots of stuff going on, and this winter I have massive amounts of damage. We had over 5.5 feet of snow, lost 24 panels of my whole solar system off my garage, was improperly installed by the installer. He's refusing to take care of it, so we're waiting on insurance and so on. I can wire it up myself, but the whole reason we bought it commercially was we're supposed to have help, and that didn't happen. So waiting on lots of that going on, lots of baby goats, tons of baby chickens, lots of baby turkeys. So we've got a lot going on. Anyway, I love the small calibers, as you know. My shitting fox still, I think it's one of those things where once it gets, once you doubt something, you struggle to ever get back and get good with it. So I put the flintlock back on, sent that off to LNR. If you recall in the old videos, LNR fixed that, tuned it, but it's just not keeping flints sharp for a long time. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Not keeping the flint sharp, not really resulting in good consistent ignition. So I'm thinking of going back to percussion. Ooh, there was definitely something over there. Looked like a fisher or a black squirrel down in there running across those logs. I don't know where it went. Yes, we still have snow on the ground. Almost April, and it has been a wild winter. One of the few winters where at the end I was like, you know what, I'm done. I actually give up. I'm sick of it. It's definitely not fun. So, but back to the Seneca. I'm really loving this. And I really think I want to get a 32 cal, maybe Crockett. So if anyone has any insight in those, I know all the things. Some people say they foul a lot, some say they don't. I really think that all comes down to patch lube and cleanliness. And I've had really good luck with all of my guns since I switched over to the Hoppies black powder, patch lube, and solvent. That said, I'm really thinking a 32 would be fun. I know they're a little bit smaller, but less meat damage. You can still zing them out at 20 grains, 30 grains, just like these 36s, with a little bit less meat damage. Hard to say. I've spent a lot of time this winter using thermal on 17 HMR, and I've gotten 4 or 5 fox with that. A couple that actually had my chickens in their mouth when I killed them. And so I will probably do a video on those shortly here and upload that footage, since the thermal actually records that automatically. I don't actually have to do anything. And then from there, just a couple of, some coyotes, lots of deer this season. As I've mentioned before, trying to get everything squared away, and some hunting rifles together. All right, so we're on the range, just got here, and I want to put I need some round ball therapy. So I'm going to put my ears and eyes on, and I want to see if I can't get you guys propped up here. So I'm going to put you on pause, and we'll try to keep this as one continuous. All right, we are in firing position. One of the things too is, which I forgot I was going to bring here, but you know how it goes, everything, you forget what's going on. The Garmin Zero, which I have picked up this past year, is absolutely phenomenal. I'm sure if you're on YouTube, you've seen the Garmin Zeros. Everybody's got one, and they're well worth it. Now Athlon is releasing their version of the Garmin Zero. It looks like a direct knockoff. Who knows what the algorithm is, but it is absolutely perfect for getting chronographed data without having to shoot over anything, worry about damage and stuff. So without much further ado, I'm going to use this peep sight. We're at 50 yards, and I'm going to aim at the left of the two steel targets. Sorry, I only have the one camera on my phone today. Nice. Just low of center where I aimed. We'll do a couple more, get a group in together, and I'll pause you and keep going, and then we'll go take a look at it. But man, I love a 36. That's why I think a 32 might even be as fun or more fun. Luckily, I have a stash of probably 4,000 or 5,000 caps now, at least. Prior to COVID, I probably had 2,000. 1,500, 2,000 caps, just years of buying them, some of them very old caps. And then when COVID hit, I remember going out and I found a place out in Oregon, I cannot remember the name of it, like Gunworks or something, and they were selling theirs, bricks of 1,000, so I got some Magnum CCIs, 1,000 of those. And then remember maybe a year or two ago when I was in Walmart, they had loaded up, and so I bought 1,000 from them. I went and got 200, 500. And I waited, and I went back over the course of a month. Nobody bought them, and then they just kept getting them in. So I think our Walmart at the time was really good. This year there's been zero. So fortunately, though, I'm set for a long time. So we're gonna load back up. I'm gonna do 20 grains again of 3F with my 15,000 ox yoke patch, and we'll see if I can get a little bit of a group using this. I've always thought this gun was just a hair off. In my shooting on paper, I've always just a little bit, so I was trying to see if it's me or not, and then I may do some 30 grain charger. Let's find out. Also, we are using today, I picked up a couple of the Ted Cash inline cappers, and Fox, you at one point sent me an inline capper. Works extremely well, especially on the pistols. This thing, first go on here, I'm still loving my Polish cappers. However, they're a little bulky on these smaller Thompson setups. So trying to get them in, one of the things that has always been a pain in the ass is this is the Thompson half cock. So you can see how close it is. So you almost have to go to full cock to get your capper underneath, and then kind of let it go back down. So it's on every one of my Hawkins, 45, the 50, the Senecas. There we go. That was dead center, so. Just such a sweet shooter. These little guns, that's why I think a 32 might be fun in a Crockett. They're just so easy, so lightweight, no kick whatsoever, and they're easy to keep on target. And so I think that's one of the benefits to these small calibers. And I'm using pretty darn soaked patches with the hoppies. And so it just, it keeps the bore super clean. It's like anything though, I remember seeing, not too long ago, but years seem to get closer and closer together, but not too long ago you could pick up those Crockett's in the $300-400 range. Now they're in the high $400 to $500 range. So it's definitely buy one now before they keep going up in price. It is amazing how bad everything has gotten price-wise, And I'm realistic, it's not just one administration or the other. Yeah, we've got President Trump in the administration now, and he's going to save the world, and that's great. But we're still feeling the effects of, Biden, which decisions made from the previous administrations, and under the last president's or Trump's administration, they did everything they could to impeach the guy and waste millions and billions of dollars of taxpayer funds. And so, no matter what you got, we are just the debt is just insane. And so, for us, it's the same thing. It's like trying to, everything just goes up and up. Sadly, paychecks don't go up exponentially to the rest of the world. So, here we go. Let's do another one. We'll see how we're doing. I'm not trying to talk politics. I'm just talking about how prices never seem to go down, only up. So if you notice, while I'm loading, I wasn't really paying attention to my patch. Normally I pay attention to the patch orientation. I try to get it perfectly the same every time, and that's how you get shot-to-shot consistency in your muzzle loaders. I'm just trying to have some fun putting some balls downrange. This year, I couldn't go out and do some squirrel hunting this year just because I think I mentioned in one of my videos a while ago that I rescued a baby squirrel, brought it home, and released it on my property. So his name was Dirk, and the reason his name is Dirk, and I've never seen the movie, but I've seen plenty of references to it, was Dirk Diggler from, I think, Boogie Nights. And one of the things for him was, I guess he has a Magic Johnson in there, and it's supposed to be pretty huge. So that said, little Dirk the squirrel, when he was a baby, had his Magic Johnson was roughly that big on a squirrel this big. It was crazy. And so I told him he was gonna impress all the squirrels out here on my property, and I said, I need you to get out there and reproduce with them and bring more squirrels so that down the road I can maybe hunt them. The problem is, raising a squirrel, you realize how awesome they are. They're just like a little cat or a dog. They are affectionate, they're fun, they're friendly, they're wild animals. But I couldn't take myself to go out because I didn't want to accidentally kill Dirk, and I could still call him for about 8 months after I released him. He would still come to me. Now I couldn't tell you which one he is, but I think I know his territory because he got a girlfriend, moved in, and yeah. And if you're wondering why I'm using the cloth on here, the previous owner of this had this is the Thompson end, but they kind of sharpened it a little bit, and it's really, really sharp. I mean, I've deburred it a little bit, but there's that hole in there. You can actually thread in, and it's not this one, on my other one, you can undo it and thread it in and actually use that to help start it. But I don't feel like eating my hand up, and I don't have gloves on. But yeah, so I didn't do any of the squirrel hunting this year because of worrying about killing Dirk. And then I had a ton of rabbits this past year, which has been great, and I think it's because I've been keeping the predator control down. And the issue though is that one of them had a little notch in its ear, so I named that one Notch. And then there was his girlfriend that would run around, and I called that Nacho because it didn't have the notch. So Notch and Nacho, so Nacho and Notch. And then they had tons of babies, so I let all their babies go. And then with the fox coming around, and then and they were actually killing my chickens, so I had to kill the fox. The rabbit population has been pretty safe, and you know, for the long time, what, 6 years now maybe on this property. 5 years, 6 years, 6 winters for sure. Might be five years. Yes, I'm sorry, 5 years. This coming January will be 6 years, but you know, so 6 winters. So that said, we haven't had rabbits in any number for that duration until this past year. And if you've ever seen rabbits have sex and then them finish, they have this awesome spring bound, and they're very vocal about it. So it's kind of fun. And I was fortunate again to get a bunch of deer this year, so I did not have to rely on small game meat again. It's not so much a rely, but it's a thing. So I'd rather let those animals live and hopefully get through this winter. And luckily, I mean, it was an insane winter. I'm not kidding, 5.5 feet of compacted snow was walking over my fencing to get to the animals. It's just brutal. And so yeah, so I figured, you know, not worry about that. And then just, you know, playing around with modern inline cartridges and some different guns, a lot of different guns, just kind of tweaking and finding some stuff. My nephews are coming of age that they want to hopefully go hunting this year, and they've started traps, so even better. As you can hear, we're finally getting the sounds of spring. We got blue jays calling, owls, red tails. One of this, and then this is the Ted Cash capper. It feels better than it was, but it's still not as thick as the old stock, man. The old stock used to be really, really, really good. And I mean, it's already, you know, it's got a little bit of a bend from me already pushing on it. Not much, but I wish I could find the old ones. And then the other thing is on these guns, because this is that hook breech, when I push down on here, you can feel the action move a little bit. Nothing I can really do about tightening that up. I mean, I could put a little bit of foil or some metal down into that hook breech and take care of that. So trying to make sure you're seated the same every time for shot consistency. Nice. And these are my hand cast now, so I think I mixed them in, but these do have a sprue, so I'm kind of getting the sprue up as best I can without caring too much. I am just trying to have some fun. And we're supposed to get pouring rain here today, and it's been holding off, which is awesome. Well, I can tell we're about to get hit soon. We'll do one more. One more for the camera. I hope everybody's well. I hope you're all having fun. I hope you're all getting out shooting. I know caps are available. Again, if you don't want to buy them for the elevated prices, keep looking. On the table. Powder Valley keeps bringing them in stock. RWS. And I've seen Remingtons at Cabela's and Bass Pro online. They're advertising they will send them to you. So they are available. So here you go, Thompson. Right now, as of today, on Gunbroker, I think I saw 3 or 4 of these, and one of them I think was $12.99 for sale as a buy it now. The other one I think was $7.50 with a couple of bids on it. One had a lot of bids on it, and that was with the front sight, not the rear peep. These things are fantastic. I really hope, Thompson, if you ever see this video, and I want to say, what is it, Gary Betts, Gets, something like that, for the owner of Thompson. If you see that, get these guns back out there, especially the 32s, 36s, maybe even a 40. They're all so popular. Oh, here comes the rain. Perfect timing. Let's go take a walk down and see our target, and then we'll let you guys have a good weekend. That was absolutely phenomenal timing on our part. Thank you guys for being part of that. Yeah, I love my 36s. I may put that percussion back, or maybe I'll sell the Shitting Fox. I know a few people have reached out to me over the years and asked me to sell it to them. I'm really trying to get into 44 handgun hunting. I do have a Red Hawk 5.5 inch. I don't remember if I put a video on that or not, but I am struggling with that gun in terms of shootability and accuracy. I'm getting okay groups, but it just doesn't shoot well with my reloads, and I've tried a bunch of different ones, so maybe it's my casting procedure or something, but we'll see. Anyway, here you go. First shot was low, aiming here. That was the cold bore. Second shot was dead center. I had my third shot, my fourth shot, I'm sorry, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because I had a 3 string on those next ones, and 5. So, you know, that gives you an idea. Not bad. Not bad. Not great. But 50 yards. And as you saw, resting on my tripod. No kick whatsoever. That trigger is really good. 30 grains, if you all remember in the videos, kicks up that crack a little bit and really zings them out there. And I'll probably do some of those. Yeah, we're calling for severe rain. Here's my awesome stream. It does dry up in the summer, as you know. Anyway, yeah, let me know. Crockett 32 or another 32. You know, I don't know. I want to spend Kibler money on a 32 unless I can find a good price. The Shitting Fox, the flint, I just, you know, new flints, you know, I know you got to change them all the time, as you guys all are aware of how many flinters I have. I'm just, it just does not spark consistently. I've tried some of the custom English flints. I've tried the agate flints. And some other ones, and it's just inconsistent percussion, ignition, that touch hole liner. I've checked, I've drilled it out, I've went back to the original size. You know, I've tapped it away from the touch hole, I've pushed it back towards the touch hole. You know, as you've seen over the years, percussion, it shoots just fine. Bolster into the side, as you would expect. It is definitely a good shooter. Just making sure I don't leave anything. But my Shenandoah 36 shoots awesome. This little 36 shoots awesome. And my original 1812 side ham or flintlock single trigger shoots awesome, and that is the real one. You know, probably new stocked gun. It was after over the years, but there are exact models of that gun. There's about 1,500 of them produced, as we found out, with those 1812 locks into that gun. So, and that's an excellent shooter. The trigger pull is just hard as shit, but accurate. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. Get ready to go back to work tomorrow. And I figured I'd take you along for a little bit in the woods as we're finally coming out of winter, even though we're almost April. All right, everybody, stay safe, keep your powder dry, and get out and have some fun.